Shopping never goes out of style. Build the best mall in the galaxy in Superstore 3000.
Thank you for joining us at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Melissa Delp.
And I'm Kevin Delp. Superstore 3000 is a pattern building tile laying game for 2 to 4 players that takes about 45 minutes to play. It's designed by Rodrigo Rego and published by Space Cowboys, part of the Asmodee group.
So this review copy was sent to us by the publisher. In this video, we'll give a super quick overview of the game, and then we'll share our thoughts.
In Superstore 3000, you're trying to earn the most points by building mall elements and attractions in ways that satisfy customers' preferences.
Players take turns until the end of the game is triggered. Turns are pretty simple. You'll either build something or take money.
Usually, you'll build a store or entrance from the dispenser. Each row has a cost from free at the bottom to $3 at the top. You pay your money to the bank area and then place the piece in your mall. It has to be supported underneath, so you only have 2 columns at the beginning.
If you have a customer within 3 tiles that wants to visit that type of shop, you move them there and lay them flat on the tile. Once satisfied, the customer won't move again. To get more customers in your mall, you'll need to build entrances, the red tiles in the dispenser.
There are other things you can build, but they have requirements. Once you have an element of each color in your mall, you can build a docking bay. These go next to your main entrance and open up another column for building.
Attractions are worth a good number of points and have specific requirements to be built. You have a personal attraction, and then there are several common attractions. The first player to meet the requirements for a common attraction can take their turn to build it.
If there's nothing you can or want to build, you can take money for your turn. Take one of the tiles on the bottom row of the dispenser and flip it to the money side. You also get an extra $1 from the bank for each tile in the same column that matches the color you took.
You continue playing until either all the common attractions are built or the supply of mall tiles is depleted. You finish the round and then count up the points.
Built attractions and docking bays are worth points. You also get points based on your rank for most customers satisfied and for largest connected group of each tile color. The most points? You won't believe it, you're the winner!
So that was a quick overview that doesn't touch on everything, but we'll go into some more details as we talk about our opinions.
We're separating the sections into 4 C's. Our thoughts about components, our critiques, our commendations, and finally, at the end, will be our conclusions.
Let's start with the components.
So one of the fun things in Superstore 3000 are the acrylic customers. They're all unique.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have regular people and pets and aliens.
Yeah, very diverse group of customers.
But also some parodies. We have Rosie, the robot from the Jetsons. You have Stephen Hawking. You have Woody from Toy Story. Gandalf, and maybe a guy, from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
I mean, that brings back memories. And of course, these are parodies, so
yes,
similar to these characters. So I thought the game did the user interface pretty well with the icons and colors. I think they're easy to quickly see what the different shop types are, and then the specific icons on the top. What did you think about that, Kevin?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I actually really also like the art style. It has this playful, futuristic vibe going on. The bright, bold colors. Zany, definitely. And maybe this futuristic chic going on.
Futuristic chic.
Yeah.
I also like that the attractions are kind of different shapes.
Oh, yeah.
And can be interesting to try to fit into your mall.
And they're pretty cool, too, with the different themes. The tornado and the...
There's a haunted house.
Yeah. Maybe the dinosaur one. They're huge. Those are pretty fun. All right, we ready to move into our critiques?
Okay.
There's definitely some randomness in the game, and the critique is you're trying to get certain colors and or symbols in your Superstore, but they might not always come out in the dispenser, which can really work in certain people's favors Or maybe to some people's detriments, we played one game with 4 players, and a certain color just wasn't coming out, and there was one player that just really needed a certain color. So I find that as something that is maybe something that could be critiqued.
Yeah, I had, in that 4-player game, an instance where I took an entrance that had 2 specific symbols, and those symbols were in the dispenser when I took it. So I was thinking, oh, at least one of them should still be there by the time it gets back to me again. But no, people were taking them. I think someone may have taken one as money and someone else put it into the thing I needed into their mall. So then I had to wait a while before those things came back.
I think maybe the best way to do that is to have a way in the game to wipe the dispenser, maybe one side or both sides. I'm not sure if that would cost money or something, but that I think you find that in a lot of tile laying games where there's a tableau and you're pulling from, whether it's card games or tile laying games. I find that there's usually a mechanic that lets you wipe and then you get a refill.
Although those tiles are one of the end game triggers, so if there was too much wiping, that may affect end game, and so you might have to fiddle with that as well.
I'm just saying that's an idea.
Okay. So one of my critiques is that you can get yourself into situations where you strand customers because they can only move up to 3 tiles away. And if you're not paying attention...
You have a lonely customer.
Yeah, there's like, oh, if I build further up, it's going to be more than 3, or I haven't opened up a side yet. So you just have to be aware of your building and where things can go, because you are thinking about different things like, oh, I want to get yellows all together. Oh, but if I put this yellow here for my group, this customer probably won't actually make it to any store that they need. So kind of dueling priorities.
It's important, but it's not like end game. That's not going to like ruin your game, because I have won the game with leaving a customer or 2 in a spot and not worrying about it. So
yeah, just something to think about as you're playing.
All right, let's move to our commendations.
So I like games with variability in the setup, the goals, the scoring conditions, and Superstore 3000 has this with the attractions. Usually you're going to use a random set of attractions during the beginning of the game. Also, you get dealt a personal attraction, so a personal goal that you're trying to achieve to build yours. And they have all different sorts of requirements that you're trying to go towards. And that will kind of change your strategies a little bit during the game.
I just like that they're kooky and zany. We mentioned that in the component section, the tornadoes, the haunted houses, the dinosaurs. There's just so many fun things, and the different sizes, I think, really does play into not only you're able to get higher floors possibly, but they don't break that 3 tile limit, which I think is really key to the game.
So your customers can pass through them. They also don't break up groups. So if you're trying to get green shops together and there's an attraction in between, that's fine. Your greens would still be connected as long as it's just through the attraction. So that's really nice.
I also like in the game that as you are building those tiles, some of them are entrances in the game, and you can pretty much place those entrances within the rules anywhere in your mall, which will help you get new customers, and then they're looking for certain, places to go, different stores that they're trying to get to. And I find it fun trying to figure out, okay, should I get the entrance first and then people know that I'm going after those stores, or should I get the stores first and then hopefully get the entrance? There's a little bit of tension going on there, I think. I think most people are probably just focusing on their store, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of like, oh, I only have $2, so I can't get what's in that top row. Maybe someone will take something lower and then it will get into my price range, which is really nice. Another thing that I appreciated about the game is that you can get points in different ways. There's been a couple games where Kevin's gone really heavy on the attractions. And they're usually, I think, 4, 6, or 8 points, depending on the type of attraction. I had a game where I think I didn't build any, or maybe just my personal attraction. but I went heavy for the end game goal. So trying to get groups together of the same color, trying to have the most customers satisfied.
Yeah.
So there are some different avenues that you can try to get points with.
All right, let's do our conclusions of Superstore 3000. So I enjoy Superstore 3000. I think it's a good game. So I'll conclude in 2 parts.
Okay.
One is, I think personally this game is maybe just a little too light for me, so I wouldn't probably pull it from the shelf and want to play it with people. But the second part is, I would be fine playing it with family and friends who enjoy tile laying games, because I think the benefit is that it's easy to teach, just to pick up and play.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it would be a good community game night game, playing with family that enjoy something maybe a little more casual or family weight. I thought the rulebook was pretty easy to get through and understand, and scoring. There's not a ton of things going on. So players can play it just to make a cool mall and enjoy the different shops and people in there.
Yep.
Or they can play a little bit more strategically and really be thinking about the placement of their tiles to get the groups, to get the customers in the right spots. And I think we've played it with people who have approached it both ways, some just enjoying the construction in the building, and others like really trying to figure out how to optimize what they're doing.
It reminds me a little bit of Castles of Mad King Ludwig, like maybe a little bit with like, I want to just build my mall sort of thing.
Okay, yeah, just the kind of joy of building something and seeing what happens at the end. So I do think one of my favorite things is definitely the customers.
Yeah.
They are super cute and fun to like pick out and choose which ones to use.
I wish they were bigger. I know you can't really.
It would be huge.
It would be a big game.
But I will admit to occasionally trying to pick the ones that would fit the, like, oh, this one wants to go to the hair salon. So picking someone who had a lot of hair. Or this one wants to go to the gym. Oh, maybe I'll pick the boxer or the soccer player or something like that. I thought in the rules they wrote something about the customers that was pretty funny. Basically, they can be used interchangeably, but it says, we cannot be held responsible for the length of the game if players get distracted picking the customers based on how cute they are. And they are cute. And I would agree with that assessment that they bring a whimsy to the game that could just be, oh, here's a food court, here's a hair salon, here's a, I don't know where they have a theater, and bringing all sorts of aliens and robots and cats and dogs and historical and fiction characters into this futuristic mall.
Yeah, futuristic chic mall.
Oh, yes.
Well, I think that's a good way to end this video. If you enjoy tile laying games, check out Superstore 3000. We would love for you to subscribe to our channel, Tantrum House, and also like this video.